calm but energetic, with curiosity and authority. If you're a man over 60 and you've noticed your energy isn't what it used to be, if your mornings feel slower, your workouts feel tougher, or your drive just isn't the same, then listen closely. Because today we're talking about 3 simple foods, yes, just 3 types of nuts, that can help supercharge your energy, naturally support testosterone, and even boost your overall performance both in and out of the gym. And no, this isn't some internet myth or miracle cure. This is real science-backed nutrition, inspired by experts like Dr. Rena Malik, that could make a noticeable difference in how you feel every single day. So stay with me till the end, because I'll not only reveal which nuts you should be eating daily but also why they work, how to use them correctly, and what common mistakes to avoid so you actually get the benefits. Alright, let's dive in. You see, the conversation about men's health changes drastically after 60. For decades we're told to tough it out, to work harder, to not slow down. But our bodies, our hormones, metabolism, and even our cells tell a different story. Around this age, testosterone naturally starts to decline. Energy production slows down, muscle recovery takes longer, and things like sleep, stress, and diet begin to matter more than ever before. Now, here's the interesting part. You don't need complicated supplements or expensive treatments to start feeling better. In fact, nature already gives us the tools we need, we just have to use them right. And that's where these 3 nuts come in. But before I reveal what they are, let's first understand why nutrition matters so much after 60. Because if you understand this foundation, those nuts won't just be snacks, they'll be part of a strategy. Let's talk about what's happening inside the male body after 60. Testosterone, the primary male hormone, doesn't just influence muscle or libido. It affects everything. Energy levels, focus, motivation, bone density, even your heart health. But starting around your late 40s and early 50s, testosterone levels start to drop by about 1% each year. By 60, that can add up to a significant decline. Combine that with slower metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity, and suddenly the foods that worked for you in your 30s might be working against you now. The result? Fatigue, slower recovery, weight gain around the midsection, sometimes even brain fog or a dip in motivation. Sound familiar? Well, here's the good news. Your body still has everything it needs to perform well. It just needs the right fuel. And believe it or not, certain nuts are exactly that, the perfect fuel for men over 60. They contain the healthy fats your hormones depend on, minerals that help your body produce testosterone naturally, and plant compounds that support blood flow, heart health, and endurance. In fact, one clinical study found that men who ate specific nuts daily for 14 weeks showed measurable improvements in sperm quality, libido, and energy metabolism. Now, we're not talking about salted bar snacks or candy-coated nuts. We're talking about pure, raw, nutrient-dense powerhouses that your body can use immediately. But before we name the first one, let me ask you this. When's the last time you thought about your diet in terms of testosterone support? Most men think of testosterone in terms of pills, injections, or supplements. But what often gets overlooked is that testosterone is built from cholesterol, specifically healthy fats. Without them, your body simply can't make enough of the hormone, no matter how many boosters you take. And that's where these nuts play a starring role. Because unlike processed oils or fried foods, the fats in nuts are natural, unrefined, and packed with compounds that actively help regulate hormones, reduce inflammation, and support your arteries, which is critical for energy and performance. So the next time someone says, "You are what you eat," you might want to take that seriously, because at 60 and beyond, what you eat literally shapes how you feel, move, and live. Now let's talk about the first nut. And it's probably one you've heard of but never realized just how powerful it is. Imagine something that supports testosterone, improves blood flow, and protects your heart, all at once. That nut is the walnut. You might be thinking, walnuts? Really? Those brain-shaped things I put in brownies? Yes, but here's the twist. Walnuts aren't just good for your brain. They're a superfood for men's hormones. Here's why. Walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Omega-3s are essential fats, meaning your body can't produce them on its own. They play a critical role in hormone regulation, reducing inflammation, and improving circulation. Why does that matter for men over 60? Because when your blood flow improves, your tissues, including muscle, brain, and yes, reproductive organs, receive more oxygen and nutrients. That directly supports performance, energy, and recovery. And here's something fascinating. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that men who consumed walnuts daily showed improved sperm vitality and motility, a sign of better testosterone and reproductive function. Now, that doesn't mean you'll suddenly turn back the clock overnight. But what it does mean is that consistent, small changes can help your body rebalance itself naturally. And the best part? You only need about a handful a day, roughly 30 grams, to start seeing the benefits. Let's pause for a second because this is where a lot of men go wrong. They think, okay, I'll just eat a bunch of walnuts. But here's the thing, it's not about quantity, it's about consistency. If you eat a massive bowl of nuts one day and forget about them for the next week, your body doesn't get the steady supply of nutrients it needs to function optimally. Think of it like this, you don't build muscle from one workout, you build it from repetition. The same goes for nutrition. And that's why I always recommend integrating these nuts into your daily routine. Maybe with breakfast, maybe as a mid-morning snack, or even sprinkled over a salad. Now here's another reason walnuts shine. They help lower LDL. That's the bad cholesterol, while increasing HDL, the good cholesterol. This is huge for men over 60 because cardiovascular health is directly tied to performance and stamina. If your blood vessels are clogged or stiff, it doesn't just affect your heart, it affects every area of your life. So by improving your cholesterol profile and supporting blood flow, walnuts indirectly enhance your performance, endurance, and vitality. And remember, energy isn't just physical, it's mental. Those same omega-3s that help testosterone production also nourish your brain, improving memory, focus, and even mood. Ever feel like you're running on low energy mentally? Like your motivation just isn't there? That could be linked to both low testosterone and inflammation. Walnuts help combat both. So as simple as it sounds, adding walnuts to your day could be one of the easiest ways to start feeling more like yourself again. Sharper, stronger, and more alive. Now before we move on to the second nut, here's something you might not expect. How you eat these nuts matters almost as much as which ones you eat. For example, raw walnuts are great, but if you lightly toast them, it can enhance their flavor and make them easier to digest. Just avoid roasting in oil or adding salt, that defeats the purpose. Also, try to buy them unshelled or store them in the fridge. Walnuts contain delicate oils that can go rancid if left in heat or light too long. Think of them like fresh olive oil, the fresher the better. Before we jump to the second nut, which has some surprising effects on testosterone and stamina, let's summarize the key takeaway so far. Your diet is the foundation of your hormonal and physical health, especially after 60. Supplements can help, but food is where everything starts. And walnuts are your first line of defense. A natural, simple way to fuel your energy, protect your heart, and support your testosterone levels. Alright, ready to hear about the next one? Alright, let's get straight into it. Now that you understand how walnuts can kickstart energy and support testosterone naturally, let's talk about the second nut on our list. And this one is something you've probably seen a million times but never truly appreciated. It's small, smooth, and packed with nutrients that your body absolutely craves as you age. We're talking about almonds. Yes, those humble little almonds that have been around since ancient times are one of the best-kept secrets for men over 60. At first glance, almonds might look simple, just a crunchy snack. But when you dig deeper, you'll find they're loaded with nutrients that directly impact energy production, metabolism, and yes, testosterone. So let's break it down. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, magnesium, zinc, and monounsaturated fats, all essential for maintaining hormonal balance. You might not realize it, but vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your cells, including those responsible for producing hormones. When oxidative stress builds up in the body, it can actually damage the cells that regulate testosterone production. By protecting those cells, vitamin E helps maintain healthy hormone levels. That's one reason studies have shown that men with higher vitamin E intake tend to have better fertility markers and overall vitality. But there's another piece to this puzzle: magnesium. Magnesium is one of those minerals that quietly controls hundreds of processes in your body. From muscle function to energy production, it does it all. And here's something most people don't know. Magnesium directly supports free testosterone levels. See, in your body, a lot of testosterone is bound, meaning it's attached to proteins and unavailable to your cells. Magnesium helps release some of that bound testosterone, increasing the amount of free testosterone, the kind your body can actually use. That means better energy, improved recovery, and even sharper focus. So if you ever feel like your energy dips mid-afternoon or your workouts aren't as strong as they used to be, magnesium might be one of the missing links. And almonds are one of the easiest ways to get it. Now, here's something important. As men age, their ability to absorb nutrients like magnesium naturally declines. Combine that with common medications for blood pressure or heart issues, many of which can deplete magnesium, and it's easy to see why fatigue becomes such a common complaint after 60. By eating a small handful of almonds each day, around 20 to 25 nuts, you're giving your body a consistent source of magnesium, vitamin E, and healthy fats that help balance hormones and keep your metabolism running efficiently. But there's more. Almonds also contain arginine, an amino acid that helps your body produce nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes and opens up blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because nitric oxide improves circulation. And better circulation means better oxygen delivery, better stamina, and let's be honest, better performance where it really counts. In fact, this is one of the same mechanisms behind some popular performance-enhancing medications. But here you're doing it naturally through food. Let's pause here for a moment. Think about what we've covered so far: walnuts and almonds. One supports hormone health through omega-3s, and the other through magnesium and antioxidants. Together, they create a 1-2 punch that helps your body maintain vitality, protect your heart, and keep your energy steady throughout the day. And here's the beauty of it. No pills, no complicated diets, just smart nutrition. But we're not done yet. Because the third nut on this list is in a league of its own. It's rare, it's rich, and it's one of the most concentrated sources of a mineral that can completely transform male health when used correctly. I'm talking about the Brazil nut. Now, if you've never heard of Brazil nuts before, don't worry, most people haven't. They come from a massive tree in the Amazon rainforest and are known for their large size and creamy texture. But what makes Brazil nuts special isn't their taste. It's their incredible nutrient profile. Each Brazil nut is packed with selenium, a trace mineral that your body needs only in small amounts but plays a massive role in hormone production, thyroid function, and antioxidant defense. In fact, just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can provide your entire recommended daily intake of selenium, and then some. So why is selenium so important for men over 60? Because it's directly linked to testosterone production and sperm health. Studies have shown that men with higher selenium levels tend to have higher testosterone and improved sperm motility. But selenium does more than that. It also supports your thyroid, which controls metabolism, energy levels, and mood. When your thyroid slows down, you feel tired, sluggish, and less motivated. Sound familiar? A small daily dose of selenium can help your thyroid stay balanced, supporting steady energy and hormonal stability. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Selenium doesn't work alone. It teams up with vitamin E, which you're already getting from almonds, to form one of the body's most powerful antioxidant systems. This duo helps reduce oxidative damage to your cells, especially the Leydig cells in your testes, which are responsible for producing testosterone. So by combining almonds and Brazil nuts, you're actually giving your body both parts of the equation it needs to keep testosterone production strong and natural. That's why so many experts, including doctors like Dr. Rena Malik, emphasize the importance of combining the right nutrients rather than overloading your body with artificial supplements. But before you go eating a whole bag of Brazil nuts, here's something important to remember. You only need a very small amount. Because they're so rich in selenium, eating too many can lead to excessive levels in the body, which can actually be harmful. The sweet spot for most men is 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. That's it. That small serving is enough to keep your selenium levels optimized, your thyroid supported, and your testosterone in check. You can eat them raw, chopped into yogurt or oatmeal, or paired with a few almonds and walnuts for a balanced, hormone-boosting snack. Now, let's talk about how to combine all 3 of these for the best effect. Imagine starting your day with a small handful of walnuts, a few almonds, and 1 Brazil nut. That single mix gives you omega-3s for your heart and brain, magnesium and vitamin E for your hormones, and selenium for your thyroid and testosterone. It's like a natural multivitamin. Except your body actually recognizes and uses these nutrients because they come from real food. and you can adjust the timing to your preference. If you're a morning person, have them with breakfast, maybe mixed into oatmeal or Greek yogurt. If you prefer snacking later, have them mid-afternoon to prevent that typical 3 p.m. crash. Either way, consistency is the key. Now, some people ask, can I just take these nutrients in supplement form instead of eating nuts? And while supplements have their place, the short answer is, whole foods always work better. Why? Because when you eat the actual food, you're not just getting one isolated nutrient. You're getting the entire package: fiber, antioxidants, plant compounds, and the right balance of fats that help your body absorb those nutrients. For example, the vitamin E in almonds is fat-soluble, meaning your body needs fat to absorb it properly. Well, almonds conveniently provide that fat naturally. That's something a capsule can't replicate. And here's something most men over 60 overlook: digestion. As we age, our digestion becomes less efficient. We produce less stomach acid, and our gut microbiome changes. That means we may not absorb nutrients as effectively as we used to. Eating nutrient-dense, easy-to-digest foods like nuts helps your body get more out of every bite. Plus, the fiber in nuts supports healthy gut bacteria, which are actually linked to hormone balance and inflammation control. So when you start adding these nuts to your daily life, you're not just supporting testosterone, you're improving your overall internal environment. Your heart, brain, and digestive system all benefit. Now let's circle back to the big picture. Energy and performance. A lot of men think that fatigue after 60 is inevitable, that slowing down is just part of aging. But here's the truth. It's not just age, it's deficiency. When your body doesn't have the right raw materials, the minerals, fats, and antioxidants it needs, everything slows down. That's why so many men who start eating these nuts consistently report feeling more energetic, more alert, and more driven after just a few weeks. And there's science behind that too. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men who included nuts in their diet experienced better vascular health, improved blood lipid profiles, and reduced oxidative stress, all factors that contribute to higher testosterone and better stamina. Now let's take a quick reality check. None of this is a magic bullet. You can't eat 3 nuts and expect overnight results. But when you combine this simple daily habit with good sleep, hydration, and light exercise, even just walking 30 minutes a day, you create the perfect conditions for your body to thrive naturally. Your hormones start to balance, your metabolism wakes up, and your energy begins to rebuild. It's like giving your body the message, hey, it's okay to perform again. And the best part? You don't have to give up your favorite foods or follow restrictive diets. Just make small, intelligent upgrades like swapping processed snacks for a natural hormone-boosting nut mix. Alright, so by now you understand the why behind these 3 incredible nuts. You know how walnuts help with blood flow and omega-3s, how almonds fuel you with magnesium and vitamin E, and how Brazil nuts give your body that selenium boost for testosterone and thyroid health. But the next step, and arguably the most important one, is learning how to make this work for you every single day. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you know, it's what you do consistently that creates real change. So let's talk about how to build this simple, powerful habit into your lifestyle. Let's start with the best time to eat these nuts. There's actually no single perfect time, but there are strategic moments when your body can use their nutrients most effectively. If you're the type who wakes up a little slow in the morning, you might benefit from eating them first thing, as part of your breakfast. Here's why. In the morning, your body's insulin sensitivity is higher. That means it can better handle fats and nutrients, turning them into energy instead of storing them. So imagine this: you wake up, have your coffee or tea, and alongside that, you eat a small handful of nuts, about 5 or 6 walnuts, a few almonds, and 1 Brazil nut. That's it. Just a small mix. That combination alone gives you sustained energy for the morning, helps balance your blood sugar, and prevents those mid-morning crashes. You'll find you can focus better, feel more alert, and stay satisfied longer without reaching for sugary snacks. Now, if you prefer snacking in the afternoon, say around 3 or 4 p.m., that's another great time. A lot of men hit that energy wall in the afternoon. You know, the one you start feeling drowsy, maybe you reach for another cup of coffee or something sweet. But what your body really needs at that moment is fuel, not a stimulant. A small serving of this nut mix gives you exactly that: slow-burning fats and nutrients that keep your energy stable till dinner. And here's something interesting. The magnesium in almonds actually helps your body handle stress better. So if you tend to feel tense or fatigued later in the day, that small snack can help your mind and body relax without making you sleepy. Now let's talk about how much to eat, because more isn't always better. Here's the sweet spot. Walnuts, 5 to 6 pieces, about a small handful. Almonds, 10 to 12 nuts. Brazil nuts, just 1 or 2, no more. That's it. You can adjust slightly based on your calorie needs, but keep the proportions roughly like this. If you eat more than that, you might add unnecessary calories, and in the case of Brazil nuts, too much selenium. So stay within this range and you'll hit the nutritional balance perfectly. Now let's talk about how to prepare them, because that's where most people go wrong. The biggest mistake I see is eating overly processed or salted nuts. You know, the kind roasted in cheap oils, coated in salt or even sugar. They taste good, but those additives cancel out most of the benefits. You want raw or dry roasted nuts only. No added salt, no added oil. If you prefer roasted, do it yourself at home. Just lightly toast them in a pan or oven at low heat. This keeps their natural oils stable and prevents nutrient loss. And here's another key. Store them properly. Nuts contain delicate fats that can go rancid over time if exposed to heat, air, or light. So keep them in an airtight container, ideally in the fridge. That way, you preserve their freshness and potency. Now let's talk about what to eat them with, because that can also make a difference. You can eat them alone as a snack, but if you want better absorption, pair them with foods rich in vitamin C, like berries, oranges, or even a small piece of fruit. Vitamin C supports adrenal function and helps balance cortisol, the stress hormone that can suppress testosterone when elevated for too long. So that simple combo, a handful of nuts and a few slices of fruit, gives you both hormone support and energy balance. You can also blend the nuts into smoothies with spinach, banana, or oats, or sprinkle them over yogurt, oatmeal, or salads. The point is, keep it simple and consistent. You don't need fancy recipes, just real food in the right amounts. Now here's something you might not expect: how your mindset affects your hormones. Most men don't realize that chronic stress is one of the biggest testosterone killers. When your body is under constant stress, whether it's work, finances, relationships, or even just worrying too much, it produces more cortisol. Cortisol competes with testosterone. The more cortisol your body makes, the less testosterone it can maintain. That's why lifestyle and nutrition have to go hand in hand. The nutrients from these nuts help your body build testosterone, but your daily habits help your body preserve it. So here's where small, consistent lifestyle tweaks can make all the difference. First, focus on sleep. When you sleep less than 6 hours a night, testosterone levels can drop by up to 15% the next day. Sleep is when your body repairs, rebalances, and produces hormones. So make it a priority. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid screens an hour before bed, and try to get at least 7 hours. You'll be amazed how much better your energy feels. Sometimes more than any supplement can do. Second, move your body even just a little. You don't need to lift heavy weights or run marathons. Just consistent, moderate exercise works wonders. Walking, light resistance training, or swimming. All of these increase blood flow, improve heart health, and stimulate natural testosterone production. Even a 30-minute brisk walk most days of the week can make a visible difference in your energy, strength, and mood. And when you pair that with these nutrient-dense foods, you're giving your body everything it needs to thrive. Third, stay hydrated. Water might sound boring, but your body uses it for every single metabolic process, including hormone production. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your body's ability to transport nutrients and remove waste slows down. That means less oxygen, less energy, and more fatigue. So keep it simple. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. If plain water gets boring, add lemon or cucumber for flavor. Now let's talk about what to avoid, because knowing what not to do is just as important. Number 1. Avoid excessive sugar and processed foods. These spike your insulin, which can suppress testosterone production over time. Plus, they promote inflammation, which drains your energy and makes recovery slower. Number 2. Limit alcohol. A glass of wine or an occasional beer is fine, but too much alcohol interferes with liver function and hormone metabolism. It also lowers zinc levels, which are crucial for testosterone. And number 3. Avoid trans fats and fried foods. These damage your arteries and raise inflammation. Remember, testosterone and performance both depend on healthy blood flow. Protect your arteries and you protect your vitality. Now, you might be wondering, how long will it take to notice results? Everyone's different, but most men who add these nuts daily and clean up their diet start noticing improvements in energy and focus within 2 to 3 weeks. Testosterone balance, muscle tone, and stamina improvements usually follow within a couple of months. The key is consistency. You're not just feeding your body, you're retraining it. Think of it like tuning up an engine. Every day you fuel it right, it runs smoother, stronger, and more efficiently. Now here's something powerful I want you to remember. After 60, it's easy to believe your best days are behind you. That slowing down is inevitable. But the truth is, your body still has incredible potential to heal, rebuild, and perform. All it needs is the right support. Not from fancy pills or extreme diets, but from the basics: nutrient-dense foods, movement, and rest. Those 3 nuts, walnuts, almonds, and Brazil nuts, are more than just snacks. They're symbols of how small, smart choices can reignite your vitality and confidence at any age. Every handful is a reminder that your health isn't about perfection. It's about direction. And starting today, you're moving in the right one. Now, before we wrap up, let's tie this all together with a simple daily plan. Something you can start today. Morning. Have your coffee or tea with a small handful of mixed nuts. 5 walnuts, 10 almonds, and 1 Brazil nut. Add a piece of fruit for vitamin C and hydration. Afternoon optional. If you feel a dip in energy, grab a smaller handful, maybe half your morning portion instead of a sugary snack. Evening. Focus on a balanced dinner. Lean protein, colorful vegetables, and whole grains. Then relax, wind down, and prepare for solid sleep. That's it. Simple, realistic, and sustainable. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Just start with this one habit, one small step, and let your results build over time. And if you really want to take it to the next level, combine this with gentle exercise, proper sleep, and stress management. Because when you do that, you're not just supporting your hormones, you're giving yourself permission to feel young again. And that's something no supplement can replace. So, to all the men watching this right now, whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, remember this: your body still listens to what you feed it, how you move it, and how you treat it. Start giving it the right signals. Feed it foods that work with your biology, not against it. And make those choices not because you have to, but because you deserve to feel good again. Strong, focused, energized, confident. That version of you is still there, waiting to be fueled. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for breakfast, skip the sugary cereal or toast. Instead, grab your mix of walnuts, almonds, and Brazil nuts, nature's own performance formula for men over 60. Give it a few weeks. Watch how your energy shifts. Watch how your mornings feel different. Watch how your confidence quietly returns. Because that's what happens when you feed your body the way it's designed to be fueled. Closing call to action. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps others find this information too. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed health tips inspired by experts like Dr. Rena Malik. Practical, natural advice to help you feel and perform your best at any age. Stay consistent, stay strong, and remember, it's never too late to start feeling amazing again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.